All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Word with Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow, and remember, no one is worthless, no story is worthless. And today, ladies and gentlemen, got a very special guest for you. Give you a couple of words about my guest. Music, rapper, speaker, author, all the way from Nashville, Cashville. Give it up for Amillion.
What's going on, man? Yes, sir. What up, Ty, man? Good to link with you, my brother.
Hey, brother, it is good to link with you. Now, man, we're here to talk about you, man. Now,
Okay.
very interesting story. And we gonna get into that. We here to talk about, man, the hip hop scene
Yeah.
in Nashville, you coming up in the hip hop scene in Nashville, and pretty much what you're doing now. That pretty much not only helping Nashville, but helping all up and coming independent rappers and artists, all around the music industry. All right.
Yes, sir.
So, man, let's get right into this, man. Let's just get right into this now. You're from Nashville, okay?
Yeah.
What is the rap scene like in Nashville, or what was the rap scene like for you coming up?
Got you. Okay. I'm finna say because it's definitely two different scenes now compared to when I was heavy in it. I mean, when I was doing it, of course, we come from a different era where it was kind of the hands-on, face-to-face. It was pre-YouTube and social media and all this good stuff that they getting to take advantage of nowadays. So, you had a few. The good thing about it, though, the era that I was in that I do respect, we had access to actually be able to go to record stores and put our music in record stores, though. I had just recently actually posted a Throwback Thursday, man. I came across an old consignment sheet. The consignment contract that I did with Platinum Bound Records, man, was one of the big record stores here in Nashville that, they were heavy for breaking a lot of the underground and independent music from indie major artists, but as well as giving us an opportunity, us being a local artist in the scene, man, to put our music on the same shelves, next to your Master P's and your Yo Gotti's and all that kind of stuff, man. So, that was the cool part about it, and I felt like when I was out there doing it hand to hand, like we got the infamous street downtown Nashville called Broadway, where everybody kind of comes out of people that's in town, visiting and stuff. So, I would be out there on Broadway, man, just hand to hand, selling CDs, connecting and networking with people from all across the world, man, that was coming into town, visiting Nashville, the Music City. And nowadays, it's a little more, of course, about the social media, but the good side of now, the music scene, I think it's a lot more opportunity. It's a lot more artists actually involved in it now. And a lot more collaboration amongst the artists that's involved in the music industry. A lot more platforms available, podcasts and different interview platforms and even showcase platforms. Like we didn't have a lot of venues that we could actually count on to perform hip hop and rap music in. Now, you kind of got every other weekend or every weekend rather, it's a different showcase or an event going on where people can come in, independent artists around the scene, man, can go and perform and stuff in front of crowds, man. So that's definitely a plus to the Nashville music scene going on right now, man, for hip hop.
Okay. So, like, around what year or around what time did you notice, like, the scene sort of change from, okay, man,
got you,
put it out the trunk with it. Now,
yeah.
Man,
well, so I moved away from Nashville in 2010 and transitioned and moved everything, my whole career and everything shifted to Atlanta area though. But I would say probably right during that time frame, like probably right at the 2008 to 2010, CDs be starting to become a little more not as valuable as much, MP3s kind of kicked in and took a big part of that. And so the hand-to-hand part of it wasn't there as much. But I can say, I would say over the last 3 to 5 years, even though I wasn't living here yet, seeing it from the outside looking in, just keeping tabs on what's going on at the crib, it definitely started progressing. here over the last, like I said, I would say the last 5 years for sure, man. Since 2015,
Mm.
it's been like a mega, push. And, a lot of these younger artists, man, I guess when I was younger, so to speak, they were kids, you know what I'm saying? So now they the teenagers in the early 20s and stuff like that. And, hip hop has just done took off to a whole nother level, man. We definitely saw a big boom after the success of Young Buck and All Star and them, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so when All Star and Young Buck got they national and worldwide claim to fame by signing record deals, it was kind of like for the city, it's like, okay, I want to rap now too. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody jumped into the rap game and seen it real potential in it, coming from Nashville that it could happen. And so I guess everybody just kind of jumped on it from there, man. And it just been booming ever since.
Man, now I'm gonna tell you because like it's funny that you mentioned Young Buck because that was like the first time I've really ever heard of like Nashville as far
exactly.
Now, if you want to talk about hip hop and rap coming from Tennessee, it was for me personally, it was always 8 Ball, MJG, anything over there, So Memphis sort of had it locked down for a second, and then it just spread up through. So man, that's very interesting that you giving us that background. But let's just stay a little bit on the background as far as like you coming up. Now, man, take us into your preteen years, man, in Nashville. Like who or what started your love for rap music that made you want to get into this game?
Gotcha. So this is what's crazy. So I actually started on more of like a behind the scenes, like background dancing and stuff like that kind of scene. Yeah. So yeah, man. And and like R&B, because you when you was younger, even though that kind of music was out there, like my older cousins and them, they was listening to Fifth Ward Boys and Ghetto Boys and Scarface and them back in the day. But moms weren't going for that, you know what I'm saying, in the household, man. So, we was real heavy on the R&B stuff. So my first introduction actually to like rap, so to speak, was like the Belleville DeVoe days. When BBD, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, because, even though he was doing R&B, Mike Bivens would always come on there with a rap verse or something like that, or Ron DeVoe, they would come on there and spit a couple bars, man. And so Poison was like one of the first rap songs, rap verses, man, that I really just started listening to as a growing up as a youngster. And it was crazy because I tell people this here lately. So, back on the tape days, on the cassette tape days, you had the A side and the B side, where the B side would have the instrumental on there. Mm-hmm. And so one of my older cousins, we used to always just listen to the song, and would rap along to it. And one of my cousins told us one day, he was like, well, the instrumental is on the other side, and y'all can rap the song without them being on there. And why did he tell us that, man? It was over with ever since. Yeah, man. So we took that instrumental, side, and you could actually back then on the radio, you would have the headphone plug in, or you could have where you could plug in the microphone. So we would plug the headphones into the microphone jack and record through the headphones.
Oh, wow.
So we would have a blank tape on one side, we had an instrumental on another side of the tape deck, and we would hit record, and we would be jamming out in the closet, man, freestyle. We started off, taking their song and just kind of remaking it into our own song. Mm-hmm. And that's how songwriting and all that just kind of began in me too, man. But yeah, that's kind of how it started for me with hip hop.
Well, man, so you, like everybody else, man, coming up in the game, that's pretty much how it was, man. As you say, we didn't have all this technology back then. So it was like whatever you can take and manifest off that. Like you said, you took some headphones, plugged it into jack, and rapping through the headphones to make your own music. Like that's creative. And you have to think about how many people were actually doing that at the time, or who had the concept to do that. Not a lot of people was doing that, you know what I'm saying?
Not at all. No. And we was like 11 and 12 years old. So, like we was just already outside the box, just like, we gonna find a way to make a way.
Man, so look, let me ask. Okay, so you talked about going to Atlanta. Let me, You relocated to Atlanta for a short while. What was it about your move to the ATL that made you go there, and how did that time there help you?
All right. So I was kind of fresh off of graduating from school was one part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the biggest thing was I kind of reached my ceiling. Like we was talking about the earlier days of Nashville and the rap scene here. Um, I would always go to like the BMI buildings and stuff like that and meet with some of the reps and stuff that was at the publishing offices and the PRO offices here in Nashville. And a guy named Thomas Kane, I used to meet with all the time, the rep over at BMI. They had BMI would have like an open day, open listening day where you could come in there and let somebody hear some of your music and they give you feedback and guidance on, what you could do or any connections they may have had for you. And every time I would do it, I would get good feedback for the music I was making, but the guy would always tell me, ain't nothing I can do for you here, man. I'll have to send you to our peoples down in Atlanta. So I just heard that so much and so much, just always kept hearing, there's nothing we can do for you here. We got to send you to our people in Atlanta. So when the time became for me to finally take it to the next level, because like I said, I had kind of reached the ceiling. I was getting, I was performing in clubs here. I was winning awards for all the local award shows. I started getting radio play on the local radio stations here in the city. And it just was like nothing would really just take me over to that next level. So after graduating from school, it was just like, man, it was a no-brainer, man. Like, okay, I need to get to Atlanta then. Atlanta ain't going to come to me. I'm about to go to it and see what's going on. Um, and what moving to Atlanta did for me that Nashville wasn't able to do was it gave me more of a hands-on experience of what the music industry was really like. When I got to Atlanta, I got an internship with a recording studio down there, Icon Studios. And by way of that internship, I got a chance to see how real record labels book studio sessions and stuff for the artists, how stuff like that was invoiced out and paid for, how, I got a chance to see Young Jeezy put together his project, Akon and T-Pain, Jazzy Faye, I met a lot of these people and got to see hands-on some of the process of how it really went down behind the scenes, even from the club scene. You got a chance to like really be around people, man. I remember one night being in a VIP right there with P. Diddy and Nelly and them, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the experience, man, is what I was able to get from it. If nothing else, just a hands-on experience of being really around and a part of the music industry. I met a lot of good people, man, gained a lot of mentors and music relationships I built from it, and people that I still are connected with and utilize to this day as resources, man. And and I came back with a Billboard plaque too from it, man. One of the first songs I recorded as a rapper, it ended up turning into a songwriting placement for me. So I was gonna show you real quick, man. So,
I see you.
yeah.
I see you over there, that Billboard #1 over there. Okay, that plaque.
So, yeah, man. So the first song I recorded there as a rap artist turned into a placement for me as a songwriter, and it turned into a number one Billboard placement at that, man. So yeah, God definitely showed up and showed out for me, man. So it was worth it. It was worth the move, man. It was worth the transition.
Well, first and foremost, I love to hear that, man. Like, I love to hear what the transformation did for you, man, and who it made you, into who you are today, and you got that plaque out there. So my next question sort of goes into what you just finished talking about. So I looked through your bio, man, and I just want to ask, why is Master P so instrumental to who you are as an artist and a business?
So one of the biggest things, man, I look up to with P, like a lot of people feel like you can't do business with family,
Right.
but he showed that you could do it though. I love the way he kept his brothers involved, and how he even went back to his neighborhood. Like, people don't realize, like, Master P was living out in California, at the peak of his success. He wasn't in New Orleans like that anymore. He was out in California, but he was smart enough to know, and you know what I mean, and real enough to remember where he came from. So when he did start making that traction, he brought those resources back to his hometown, and he took people up out of those hoods and those projects that he was in, man, and he put them on to what was really going on, and showed them a better way, you know. And I feel like that just takes a big person to do something like that, man. I just always, you know, want to be in that position myself to be able to come back. You know, I'm a big family person. Everything I've built and started with the music industry, I've always tried to include my family members in it, and different things of that nature, man. I come from a family that, you know, that's what my uncles did, you know, when their restaurants and their real estate ventures and stuff, man, was brought the whole family and got the family involved. And so with Master P, man, it was one of them things, man. He believed in himself and he believed in his people, man. You know what I'm saying? He was wise enough to learn how the business worked from the OGs, which is something you have to do. You know, he went to your Tony Drapers and went to your Jay Princes, and, you know, he learned the game, you know. And a lot of artists these days are afraid to go to the OGs or to the big homies and learn the game, though, learn the business. You know what I'm saying? And you can still do it your own way, which he did. But he learned from those that, you know, they came and paved the way before him, man. And then he was able to bring it back, you know, even put his son on, you know what I'm saying, once Romeo got of age, man. So, you know, he started showing about the importance of generational wealth and how to turn not only your music into a success, but to build a brand that can be successful. You know, and that's one thing, you know, I've always noticed with him and respected of him too, is it was bigger than rap. It was always bigger than rap from the very beginning. And I feel like, you know, I definitely want to put together the same kind of mold because it's bigger than the music, man.
Hey, man, and it's true. It is bigger than the music, and you are correct, man. Like, P put a lot of people on, man. P
A lot of people.
formed, man, to me personally, he himself transformed what it meant to be independent in the rap and to make it big as an independent in the rap. Man, right. So movies, all that, man. Look here, you got cereal, you got noodles.
Come on, man. Yeah, he cutting up, man.
Yeah, he cutting up all day, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just waiting for the hot sauce to come out next, because I know he got the noodles. He got to have the hot sauce to go with the noodles.
You know it's coming. You know it's coming. Yes, sir.
Right. So look, man, like staying in that same mind frame now.
Right.
Tell us about your program. Now, you have a program called, man, the Music Industry Crash Course. Now,
yes, sir.
Man, tell us about that and where that has taken you in the music industry.
Okay, so the Music Industry Crash Course, man, came fresh off the heels of me sort of kind of retiring, so to speak, from being a rapper. Okay. But it was really more of a transformation and a growth stage for me. I really wanted to be able to, like I said again, I graduated with my degree in music, and I learned a lot by getting educated on actually how the music business really works. And I felt like a lot of artists in particular, especially rappers, man, you know, my primary focus is actually helping people like me, other rap artists. And I felt like rappers are far behind in the music industry, and a lot of it is due to lack of knowledge, you know, of how the music business actually works. And I know a lot of those guys don't have the resources or the time to go to school to be able to get an education in it and stuff like that. So what I wanted to do was take the education that I've been able to experience, you know, be able to gain, and then also my experiences that I've been able to gain, and put together a quick little crash course where I personally, as a fellow rapper just like you, can teach them the business though. You know, because a lot of times we go to these panels and these workshops, and there's somebody on there, you know, with a suit and tie, or somebody that's a behind the scenes type of person, and they telling these rappers all this stuff that they need to do. You need to do this, you need to do that. But it's like, bro, you're not a rapper. You can't really tell. Like, I get it, but like, you don't get it from my standpoint. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be able to connect with artists the same way that I am, but at the same time, like I said, educate them on the important stuff. Like, it's cool to be dropping your mixtapes, dropping your videos on YouTube, but do you understand those small things you need to take care of in the beginning stages that's gonna guarantee that you actually get paid for that though. Um, and then being able to break it down to them in layman's terms. Like I said, though, everybody don't come from being able to be book smart and being on an intellectual level to where they can comprehend and understand what a professor or an instructor is going to be teaching them. But if it's me coming at them, I'm in my hoodie just like they is, and I got my hood, my Yan Means and whatever's too, But at the same time, I'm gonna make sure they get educated on the information they need. So the music industry crash course, I cover topics like performance rights organizations, getting you affiliated with your BMIs and ASCAPs. We talk about split sheets, the importance of filling out a split sheet. That way you can determine the rightful ownership and shares that you or a producer that you collaborating with or a featured artist that you bring in, so there's no miscommunications or no misunderstandings when money start coming in from a song. Everybody's clear up front on, hey, okay, you getting 10% for you singing on that part. You did the beat, so you get this percentage, you know what I'm saying? And, you just want to make sure those kind of things are taken care of, or even as far as with clarifying the different copyright forms to fill out when you go to copyright your music. Because it's two different forms that people can use. And a lot of times you get people that rush into these scenarios and they feel like they've did everything right and they've copyrighted their music, but then you copyrighted it under the wrong form, and guess what? You didn't cover what you thought you was protecting, though. Yeah. So stuff like that, man. Those are things I try to cover. Helping them with as far as with establishing a publishing company. Getting them to realize the importance of publishing and how publishing actually works on their behalf for them, though, owning their own publishing and setting up publishing companies and stuff like that. So yeah, man, but it's a pretty cool situation. And as far as with where it's taking me, man, it definitely opened up doors for me that being a rapper couldn't open up for me. I've spoken on panels. I've created my own panels and hosted my own panels and workshops with A3C Music Festival. A3C's been around forever, and I've never been on an A3C stage as a rapper, but I've hosted and presented my own panels twice. As an educator and a speaker. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's definitely taking me places that not, being a rapper, I've got paid a little bit of money over my day as a rapper, to come and perform somewhere, or made a little money off of CDs and stuff, selling them hand to hand here and there. But now with this, I charge $50 to $100 an hour to educate people on the music business. You know what I mean? So from a financial standpoint, man, it's definitely been lucrative and been a more prosperous lane for me to be in, man.
Oh yes, I agree. No, I agree totally. Man, look, like your name says, money united with game. Like, we gonna give you all the game on here now, because you still gotta pay them. You
got to pay, man. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But no. Go see this man. Pay this man. Man got something. All right, trust me.
All right, good.
So, man, like, what's next for Muggs Amillion? Like, what do you want? What do you want people to know about you, and what's next for you?
I mean, like I said, man, I'm here to motivate, educate, and elevate the careers of other music professionals and entrepreneurs out there, man. The reason Money United with Game, like you said, that's what I'm about. That's what we're about as a company, is educating people on how money works or how to accumulate money from the music industry and even from a business standpoint. Because again, in the music industry, man, this is just your first step. You get a nice big check from some music, then what though? What's your next move? So we want to try to help people to understand that it's bigger than just making money from music, but taking that music money and investing it into other things as well, though. We advocate for entrepreneurship and trying to, like I said again, just educating artists on that it's bigger than music. Like we was talking about with Master P earlier, man. It's more about branding, building a brand that, companies will buy into, because the music industry done changed and it's done shifted. So I just want people to know that, man, I'm here to educate, to motivate. You know what I'm saying? I always call myself a coach. Clients that I bring on, and I feel like with a coach, it's more about tough love. it's a tougher strategy than, you know, say a cheerleader or a team captain. You know, somebody has to be that one that's there to just push you though, you know, to bring out the best in you. And that's kind of where I feel like that's my role within the industry or within the people that I'm around. I'm here to be that push person, man, that, you know, push you to that next level. I ain't gonna pat you on the back for getting a rebound if you my center, because you're supposed to get the rebound. You know what I'm saying? But I am gonna get in your ass, you know what I'm saying, if you don't get back down the court and your guy get an basket on us though. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hey man, you better get back on defense. Don't be trying to be
Yeah, you kind of showboat, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, I'm just about, you know, I'm a good fun person, man. I'm full of love and life and personality, man. And you know, people see me and they intimidated a lot of times. You know, I'm a big guy, and you know, you catch my face at the wrong time, and I'm always looking like I'm mugging or, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, man, I'm just here to help people in any way that I possibly can. Try to be a blessing and give back, man, because I'm definitely blessed and fortunate to just still be here.
That's what's up, and man, like, I just appreciate you just saying, you know, everything that you said, especially about coming up in the game, like, man, schooling, you know, the new artists on, you know,
Oh yeah,
what to do, what not to do coming in. So, man, that's hats off to you.
yes, sir.
So, if anybody wanted to get in contact with you, how do people get in contact with you?
Man, you can visit the website, of course, moneyunitedwithgame.com, or directly for me, find me on IG. If y'all on Instagram or the social media platforms, man, find me on Instagram. My IG is MUGS underscore Amillion, all one word, Amillion, just like it sounds. Mugs a million, yeah, MUGS underscore Amillion. But like I said, go to the website, moneyunitedwithgame.com. Y'all holler at us, man. We working, trying to get it in, you know. But yeah, man.
I need to holler at them.
Yeah, definitely. We got the merch on deck, man. Let me know. We rocking with it.
All right. So, man, Mugs a Million. This brings me to my last question. Question my show's known for, so I gotta ask this question.
All right.
What is the one word that best describes you and why?
I'm gonna say, man, I was thinking about this earlier, and I'm gonna go with blessed.
Okay. Why?
And yeah, you know, and not to get biblical or scripture and all that, but just blessed, man. I mean, we in 2020, man. It's a worldwide pandemic. And, you know, if I had to use one word to describe me right now, man, it would have to be blessed, man. Just because, for real, like I said, man, just a minute ago, man, I don't even have to be here right now, man. Like, I done been through a lot in my lifetime. My family been through a lot, you know. I've grown to a whole nother level mentally, and my focus and vision, you know what I'm saying, on what I'm trying to do in life now and what my purpose and plan is, you know what I'm saying, to accomplish things. And yeah, man, just blessed, bro. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, man. I got a book out, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
you know,
let's talk about that real quick. Let's talk about
goes off the list.
So, tell us about that book.
Oh yeah. So the book, man, Indie Music, Major Business. It's a guide to your first royalty check. Indie Music, Major Business. So basically, what I did with the book, because you know us in the music industry, man, especially rappers, we not big readers like that. We not gonna read no whole lot. So I didn't want to make it like a book where it's just so much of a big read. But I'm basically just kind of walking people through my journey, my story as a music creator, and at the same time I'm giving them some game and educating them on some of the things I did that allowed me to start making money from my music. That's why the subtitle on it is a guide to your first royalty check. So I talk about different topics and different strategies that I use in particular, you know, using myself. I like to always use self-examples, because again, I come from where these artists come from. You know, I'm a rapper just like them, man. And so I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, he was only able to do it because of this, or because he know these people, or because, no, I'm just like y'all, man. I'm a rapper just like you. I put my mixtapes and my projects out through DistroKid and CD Baby just like y'all do. You know what I'm saying? So the indie music major business. It's available right now online on the website, moneyunitedwithgame.com. And right now, for a limited time, what we're also doing is anybody that purchases the book, it started from November the 15th through December 21st. So anybody purchase the book between that time and December 21st, you're actually going to get access to a private Q&A that I'm going to be doing. I'll be doing a private little Q&A session, man. Yes, I'm going to be giving some game away there. We're going to be discussing and talking about the book. The Q&A is called Indie Music Major Questions. So, you know, anything that I don't touch on in the book that I do have information and resources on, that's where you'll be able to get those kind of questions answered. And yeah, man, I'm going to be, you know, just dropping jewels on some people, man, and, you know, connecting with people that done had a chance to read the book and stuff like that, man. Yeah, but indie music, major business.
That's what's up, brother. Look here, man. I got a word. As a matter of fact, I got 2 words to describe you.
Okay.
Visionary, maturation. All right, because A, you got to have a vision to take you from where you were to where you are now.
I like it.
B, you have to be mature enough to grow from where you were to where you are now.
Yeah.
It sounds like you've done it. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Bugs Amillion, y'all. Man,
yes,
give it. Go see the man. Go to his website. Get that book. Man, hear him, okay? Brother, I thank you for being on the show today. Once again, Ty Brownlow. I am your host, Ty Brownlow. Remember, no one is worthless. No story is worthless. You can follow me on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Word with Ty Brownlow. Follow me on Twitter at Ty Brownlow TV, or you can just go to my website, tybrownlow.com. Get this interview along with other interviews. Man, Mugs Amillion.
My man, Ty, man, appreciate it, my brother. Man, you have a blessed day, man, and a blessed holiday season, man.
All right, you too. We out. Peace.
All right, likewise.